In post-COVID stage, to which direction does Toronto real estate market turn? Hi, my name is Priscilla. I'm your real estate broker in GTA. So I just had the Market Watch report from Toronto Real Estate Board. Let's take a look at today's market. So like always, I use two charts. The big one is June's performance, and the smaller one is 1 month ahead in May. When we compare the number from the big chart to the smaller one, we see month over month change. We focus on analyzing 5 parameters. For under each one of these numbers, we have a percentage. This shows the market change over same period of last year. Okay, let's directly jump into the conclusion. Let's look at the average sold price. So in June 2021, across the whole Greater Toronto area for all property types, the average sold price is 1.089 million. So if you remember the number in April, this is actually very, very similar to that number. So this continuously 3 months is 1.089, 1.1, and 1.089. So basically, the market in terms of sold price reached a plateau. In March, the market had a peak. At that month, no matter it's the transaction volume or the market price, it came to a historical high. Ever since that, the market pretty much remained flat. But then let's take a look at the transaction volume. So comparing with June last year, this month, we only had a year-over-year growth of 28%. But when you look at the number from May, it was 160% higher than last May. June last year, it was a month just recovered from the lockdown, started from the end of March. So in April and May, the transaction volume dropped 2/3 or minimum half due to the difficulty of showing. But in June, because people start to get used to the lockdown situation, more people start to come out to see houses, particularly because they're encouraged by the low interest rate. So the market became warmer. True that when we compare this June to last June, because we had a very warm June in last year, so the increase didn't appear to be high. However, even we don't compare with last June, we just look at the number in May, you will see that the market is not as hot. This May, we had 11,950, but this month, we just had slightly above 11,000. Of course, 11,000 is still a high number when we compare with historical data, but we can see that in terms of the transaction volume, we dropped quite a bit from not just March, but it slightly come down in continuously April, May, and June. So my observation on the relatively calmer market is that the demand and supply imbalance is not as fierce as a couple months ago. We had the lowest interest rate in the second half of last year. So encouraged by that, a lot of local demand has already been released. Buyers who need houses already come out to the market and get something they want. So on one hand, the demand has already been met, but on the other hand, a strong force for housing demand, housing requirement is generated by the newcomer, new immigrants. But this group of people, they haven't come back to Canada yet due to the close of the border, same as foreign students. And these people, although we are at the post-pandemic, they still, due to various of the reasons, haven't fully come to the country yet. So now we are actually in the gap of local demand being filled and the new foreigner, newcomers demand hasn't come out yet. But don't take me for mistake. I'm not saying this is buyer's market now. It is still a very strong seller's market, because if you look at the months of inventory, it's still just 1 month of inventory, which means using current selling speed, it only takes 1 month to consume all the available properties for sale to deplete. And if you look at the days on market, last month was 11 days and June is 13 days. It means that it only takes 1 week for a property to be bought by a buyer in an average. But still, before the new immigrants come to Canada and massive amount of foreign students come back, I still believe this is a good window for the true buyers who still haven't found a property to come to the market and take the time to choose their ideal home. Because on one hand, the window probably can only last a couple months before the border fully reopen. And on the other hand, let's not underestimate the shortage of supply. Because in June, even though the sales is 30% up than last June, the active listing dropped almost 20% over last year. And I want to add one side information. In the past 2 weeks, I see that downtown condo rental market has become much warmer. That's because gradually the foreign students are coming back, getting prepared to go to school in September. And I believe that if the rental market comes back up, so will follow the for sale market as well. Is that what you think as well? Leave your comments in this video. Looking forward to connecting with you soon. Bye bye.